All right, what's up, guys? Coming at you with a pretty quick video. So we're on the eve of the Knoxville Nationals. It is Tuesday, August 6th. The first prelim night begins tomorrow on Wednesday, August 7th for the 2024 Nationals. And I know there's going to be a lot of talk about points and how many points is this guy going to get? How many points do you need to make the show? How many do you need to be in the top 16? All that good stuff. So I figured I would look at the last 5 years and kind of talk about who was high point guy, who was the 16th place guy in points that barely made it in, and kind of look at their years and what they did on their prelim night, and then compare and contrast them from the last 5 years. So we got 2023, 22, 21, and then of course not in 2020. There wasn't a Nationals then, and then a 19 and 18 as well. So the green writing are the drivers that were the high point drivers for that year's Nationals, and the red writing is the driver that was 16th in points, meaning that he was the final lock-in after the prelim nights were all over, right? So wanted to say real quick, great job once again to my girlfriend for writing this board because there's a lot of information on it, and if she didn't do it, then you guys would not be able to read it, especially when I'm not in the old home studio where things are a little bit more easy to maneuver around, and we got a little more room in the house. So also, I want to mention this. If you're watching on YouTube, you can zoom in on your phone. If you were trying to read the words on the board, you can zoom in on your phone on YouTube. I don't know if many people knew that. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into it. If I sound a little hoarse, I feel like a bag of marbles right now. I feel like some loose change that's been sitting in some guy's pocket. But that's what we signed up for when you come to Knoxville. You got to be ready to feel like crap every morning and every afternoon. It's like 3 in the afternoon right now, and I'm not feeling too hot. But here we go. So let's look at 2023. So last year, Kyle Larson, he was the high point guy after all of the prelim nights were over. He had 480 points, which on the board is going to be what looks to be the fourth highest point total of any of the high point earners on the board. He qualified 9th for 182 points. Heat race, he won the heat race, so 100 points there. And then in the feature, he finished second for 198 to get to that total of 480. Now, the highest or the low point guy of 2023 was actually Brad Sweet, which was surprising. And I actually remember this now that I wrote it, or that we got it wrote on the board. He had 447 points, which is actually tied for the second most on the board as far as the red writing goes. He qualified second, so had a great start to the night, 198 points there. In the heat race, he was fourth for 91. And then in the feature, we got a black box around it because amazingly, he was able to make the top 16 after finishing 21st in the main event in his prelim night. Had some kind of issue. I can't remember what broke or what happened last year, but Brad Sweet, 21st in the main event, and somehow was still able to get in the top 16 with 447 points. Now, in 2022, Austin McCarl, he was the high point guy at the Knoxville Nationals. He was the pole sitter of the feature. 473 points for him, a really, really solid night overall. Qualified 5th for 190. Heat race, he was 4th, which was 91 points, and in the feature, he finished 4th as well for 192. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, 16th place guy in points that year was Aaron Reitzel. So two guys that run Knoxville on a weekly basis. They were the high point and the 16th place guys. Reitzel had 443 points, which is actually the least amount on the board for the 16th place guys. He qualified 21st, so really bad qualifying effort for 158 points. His heat race, he was second for 97, and then in the feature, he kind of rebounded, had a good run in the feature at 6th place for 198 points. Now, you have this little note down here at the bottom. It was a huge deal that year because Logan Schuchart actually won the prelim night but did not lock in to the top 16. He had to run the B main on Saturday. So it just goes to show, if you don't qualify good and you win the feature, it still doesn't mean you're going to be in that top 16. Logan Schuchart, proved that in 2022. Okay, so 2021, Gio Scelzi, he was the guy, and he had the most points. Actually, no, he doesn't. I'm going to get to that here in just a moment. 487 for Gio Scelzi in 2021. He qualified second for 198, fourth in the heat for 91. Feature, he was second as well for 198. So Gio Scelzi came very close to a perfect night, was just a few positions away from that perfect score of 500 points. Danny Dietrich in 2021 was the guy that was 16th for 445 points. He qualified 4th, good run there, 6th in the heat race, and then not a very good run in the feature, 16th place in the feature, but it was good enough for him to be in that top 16 And so Dietrich, we'll see if he can make that happen again this year. He did get into a wreck last night at Oskaloosa, so hopefully that's not the same car. Hopefully that car's not too tore up for those guys to bring it out for his prelim night coming up here in the next few days. 2019, Aaron Reitzel. This is the second time we've seen him on the board. He's been a high point guy before, and he's been the last guy in on points. 2019 for Reitzel, 485 points for him. He qualified second. He was second in the heat race, and he was fifth in the feature. So a really, really solid night there for Aaron Reitzel in 2019. Lance DeWeese, and I've got a lot of boxes in his score because I honestly have no clue how he was able to put it in the top 16 with these numbers. He qualified 11th for 178. He ran second in the heat race. Okay, that's good for 97. And then in the feature, he was 14th. And that just sounds incredibly mediocre. I mean, honestly, I don't know how he was able to put it in the top 16 with numbers like that, really. I mean, he was not in the top 10 for either qualifying or the feature. But I guess that year people weren't having too good of nights, and Lance DeWeese was able to sneak in there into that final position. So 447 for DeWeese in 2019. Now in 2018, Brad Sweet was the high point guy, and this is the most points we've seen on the board for a high point guy at 489 points. He was fourth in qualifying, second in the heat race, and first in the main event. So he was incredibly close as well to a perfect score in 2018. And then Terry McCarl, he was the 16th place guy in points that year, 451 for him. Qualified 15th, so not a great qualifying effort there from Terry McCarl, but the rest of the night was pretty good. He ran fourth in the heat race, and he ran fifth in the main event. So what these numbers are proving is that you can have a bad portion of the night, right? You can have a poor qualifying effort, right? 15th or worse. I mean, we see it 2 times here. He ran 21st in qualifying. He ran 21st in the main event, but they did run well in the other events that paid well. So you can have, if your favorite driver, if you're watching at home, and you're like, damn it, my guy ran 21st in qualifying. Well, it's not over for him, right? He can still get into that top 16. He's just got to get the rest of his night going. So I guess that was kind of cool to put it on the board and kind of show that, you can have a little hiccup throughout the night and still be able to, make a comeback and be in the lock-in spots. Now, the average we have on the board, so for the last 5 years, the average for the high point guy was 482.8 points. But the one that everyone's going to be talking about is the average for the 16th place guy in points. And in the last 5 years, that number is 446.6 points, which is actually lower than the 360 Nationals one. I want to say the 360 Nationals was 449.5, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, so 446.6. If you can get around that mark, like 447, apparently it looks like that is going to put you, if you got 447 points on this board, that would put you in the top 16 in 2023, 2019, and in 2018. You would not have made it in 2022 and 2021. So that's something. If you're getting your calculators out, when you're watching at home on Dirt Vision or whatever, 446.6. Keep that number in mind. That has been the average over the last 5 years. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something new. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see who's able to get into that top 16. Hopefully we see a couple of surprises. I feel like there's always at least one surprise at the Knoxville Nationals for guys that lock in or make it through Hard Knocks night or whatever. It's the best week of the year in sprint car racing, and it begins tomorrow night for the first prelim night here at Knoxville Raceway. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Both of those things are free. And comment down below, what do you guys think about this video? And also comment down below, are you guys excited to see who comes out on top later on this week? I'll talk to you guys again soon. We've got more content coming out the rest of the week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.